bitch. 10, 10, 10, 20s on your titties, bitch. 100 deep, VIP, no guest list. TT Raw, you don't know who you fucking with? Got my other bitch, fucking with my other bitch. Fucking all night, we ain't celibate. Say I'm too dope, I ain't selling it. Bar fresh in the motherfucking peppermint. The gold letterman's last king killing shit. Young money, yeah, we getting rich. Got your grandma on my dick. Yeah, city bitch.
Friends, haters, cultivators. Welcome to Podcasting is Forbidden in the Cloud, where he says is the only lesbian-hosted podcast about Devil Has Been Solved. I'm your Warg of the Week, Roy.
And I am Fallon, and welcome to another thrilling episode of SmackDown on the WWE Network, the Worldwide Undead Wrestling Entertainment Network. Thank you.
The woo-woo.
The woo-wee.
The ooh-woo
The
Wrestling
woo-wee.
Federation.
The woo-wee.
Woo-wee.
Because that's the noise you make when you watch these zombies fight.
That is the noise I make when I watch the zombies fight, though.
Woo-wee.
Woo-wee.
Worldwide Undead Wrestling Entertainment. Get into it.
The ooh-woo Wrestling Federation.
Get into it. Oh, Jesus. The Ooh Woo Wrestling Federation just being a bunch of, like, yandere girls. No,
Jesus.
that'd actually be too popular, and I would get disturbed by it.
That's Yandere Simulator. It's taking so long because they're having to trademark the name Ooh Woo Wrestling Federation, and now you just gave them another block, another obstacle that they're going to have to take 6 years to jump over.
Wow. God, I hope. Please, delay that shit for as long as possible.
Hi, everybody.
Well, hello.
Hi.
It's been a while. It's mostly my fault.
No, it's mine too. It's just the shit of it. Ray's getting used to a new job.
Yeah, I got a new job, and they've been giving me hours like crazy because I've been requesting them because I need money because I spent the past, however many months unemployed. But, it is what it is. I don't want to spend too much time dwelling on us having missed some weeks. Sorry.
It just be like that sometimes. I do want to hop right into the Yeeling Autonomous Zone real quick before we get into the chapter.
The Yeeling Autonomous Zone.
This is where we get online and be political and mad.
Yeah, let's get into the Yeeling Autonomous Zone.
Yeah, I just want to say, Black Lives Matter ACAB, we donated our Patreon cash to, or this past month's Patreon cash, all 56 big American dollar of it, to the Richmond Community Bail Fund. And that's going to be just a bit of a preview of some Patreon changes that we have coming up.
Yes.
We're hoping to make donations to some good and worthy causes a regular thing, because we don't want to, we feel like that's, it's the least we can do.
Absolutely, and I feel like just one payment is a little bit performative. So
yeah. I mean, for now, right in the beginning when shit's popping off, give it all up front. What else are we doing with it?
Absolutely.
So, but we're gonna build it into our income. Mm. So, thank you to y'all, and y'all are going to have a bit of a say in how we do things with that money.
Absolutely.
So, if you are a Patreon patron, keep an eye out, and you'll be helping us out, and you'll be helping some much more worthy causes.
Yeah, know that if you do subscribe as a patron to us, you're not only putting money in our pockets for food and necessities and stuff, you're also putting 33% of that money in the pockets of charities that you will definitely have a say on.
Yeah, put 33% of a treat into the mouth of, Unicorn Riot, maybe.
That'd be great.
Yeah, we'll see.
33% of a treat, that's still a treat.
That's still a damn treat.
That counts as a treat in my book, especially when it's like whole $1's worth of treat.
Yeah.
That's just yeah. Anyway. So that's gonna be a change that's gonna be happening.
Yeah,
we also
but it's good. We'll get into it when we get to the housekeeping. But just wanted to get that out of the way up front. Hello, Fat Boy. He is here to podcast. Hi. Anyway. He wants to get in on it. Mm-hmm. Anyway, we read a chapter this week.
We certainly did read a chapter. It took us a little bit, but we did read a chapter. We read chapter 38, which was part 6 of Gases, Grasses, or Asses.
As we call it. I'm going to get right into our summary.
Sure.
Before Thickness here decides to do whatever it is he feels like doing.
You're going to keep your happy ass parked right there. You're going to listen to us podcast, and you're not going to make a nuisance of
He's
yourself.
so gross. He's still got, like, messy food stains on his face.
Yeah, because we gave him one of those,
We gave him a slow feeder.
Yeah, it was a silicone slow feeder, because he would eat his food too fast and either throw up or eat his food too fast and immediately go after his sister's food, bully her off of her perch where she would eat her food and continue to eat the rest of her food and then throw it up.
Yeah.
And then eat that throw up.
So
Sometimes throw it up again and eat it again. So
It's so gross. This cat is so nasty.
we decided that the best course of action would be to get him a silicone slow feeder. And like, if you've ever seen those, they have the little nubs on them, so the cats kind of have to work around to get to the food.
It looks like some kind of weird stim device.
Yeah, it tends to work better with dry food, but with wet food, I mean, it slows him down enough that he doesn't typically puke shit up anymore, which is so great. Sorry for anybody who finds that gross.
The thing is, he is a fool, and
He
we've
puts his
had
whole face in it.
He does. He's had this slow feeder for like a year and a half now, something like that. A year?
About, yeah.
And just recently, in the last maybe month or so, he like doesn't know how to eat anymore. So he just shoves his nasty face into it and gets food all over his face. And
then he just has food stains on his face for the rest of the night.
He just has food mess on his face all of the time. It's like permanently stained on him.
He just gets into it. I mean, I can't blame him, but
face first into the trough. Lost in the sauce.
Anyway, let's get face first into the summary.
Let's get face first. Let's get lost in this sauce. So chapter 38, Grass, is part 6. 6 of Grass.
6 of them.
So we pick up, as we do, we love to pick up where we left off.
Yeah.
Lan Wangji steps in to save Wei Wuxian, so he and Shuiyang start doing fighting. Shuiyang whips out his own cool sword, Jiangzai, and he does his stupid 2 swords Arthur Dane bullshit. And Lan Wangji says, Wei Wuxian, leave this place, so he does. Wei Wuxian finds Songlan and Wenyang still fighting, and he says, I know when I'm not needed, so he looks around and he sees the little boys, and he goes, meanwhile, Lan Wangji grabs Shuanghua from Shuiyang and tells him that he doesn't deserve it, which kind of obviously hurts Shuiyang's feelies. Anyway, Wei Wuxian checks up on the boys and they're fine, and Lan Wangji and Shuiyang bust in fighting, and Lan Wangji whips out his Guqin and does his Geddy Lee multitasking, fighting with a sword while doing Guqin, and it rules. And everyone says wow about it because he objectively rules, and it's extra impressive because it's a lot of the boys' first time seeing him actually, like, actively kicking ass. And Wei Wuxian agrees that Lan Wangji just whips ass, but then he realizes that the sun's gonna start coming up soon, and that means that the fog's gonna come make problems again, so he's gotta do something. And right then, the little ghost girl comes back. And Wei Wuxian's brain gets really, really huge, and he says, let's follow her. She was trying to chase you boys out for your own safety, so she knows what the fuck is up, and he kind of lets it slip that quote-unquote Xiao Xingchen was actually Shuiyang, and the boys are like, what? And Wei Wuxian says, put a pin in that.
The cultivator was coming from inside the house.
The cultivator was coming from inside the house. Mm-hmm. Mandor no hand hook car door.
Yeah. Mandor kind of hand hook.
Yeah, Mandor pinky gone car door.
What's a car?
That's a good question. But yeah, he says, I'll tell you about it later. Bye, Wangji. And Jingyi does a funny thing where he's like, what, you're not going to do a tearful romantic goodbye? And Wei Wuxian is like, what are you talking about? So anyway, they follow the ghost girl to this creepy house, and it turns out it's a coffin home, which is basically exactly what it sounds like. It's sort of a funeral home, sort of a morgue. It's the corpse closet. They go in, and Wei Wuxian gives the boys a lesson in how normies use architecture to protect against zombies, and he's like, actually, they're pretty smart. The ghost girl reappears on top of a coffin, and Wei Wuxian, for the boys' sake, takes it on himself to follow her lead and open it up, and there's a dead guy inside. And he's got on some nice white robes and a blindfold, and he ain't got no eyes underneath, so you know what that means.
You know who it is.
It's the real Xiaoyu Chen. He's here.
We solved the mystery.
He is here. He is dead. So Wei Wuxian and the
Dead
boys...
Xing
Dead
Xiaoxing dead.
You can't! You can't! Too soon.
Homestuck did.
Fuck off!
What do you mean too soon?
Fuck off!
This book came out like 3 years ago. It takes place 1,000 years ago.
1,000 fake vampire years ago.
1,000 fake vampire years ago. It's never going to be too soon to talk about how dead Xiao Xingchen is. That's like one of his chief personality traits. He's dead.
Gentle, virtuous, and dead.
Gentle, virtuous, and dead. Sorry about it.
Where the fuck was I? They see the dead man in the box, and Wei Wuxian and the boys kind of debate what the best way to talk to Ghost Girl to figure out what the fuck is going on would be. And Wei Wuxian says it's time to do empathy, and empathy is the warg spell. It lets a spirit inhabit your body to let you see and hear and feel and experience everything they did in their memory, but it's super dangerous because the ghost can totally possess your body if it feels like it.
It's what you want your therapist to do.
Oh, yeah. And while you're in the empathy zone, your body is totally vulnerable. And you need a spotter in case you get too lost in the sauce. So Wei Wuxian says, Jinliang, you have the Jiang Bell. You're going to be my spotter. So he casts the spell, and he wargs into the little ghost girl, and for a second while he's casting it, he's like, wait, shit, I'm gonna be blind. But then he's in her mind palace, and he's in her POV, and actually, turns out, not blind.
No.
He can see, so she just looks like that. He sees, like, her reflection of herself, because POV is weird. He's seeing through her vision, a reflection of herself, and her eyes just look like that. So he's like first-personedly observing a day in her life, basically. He finds out her name is A-Qing, and she pretends to be blind to get food and money and do some pickpocketing. Like, she purposefully bumps into people and gets apologetic, like, sorry, can't see. And eventually she does that to a fella in some nice white robes with a bloody bandage over where his eyes should be, and I wonder who that is, and then the chapter is over.
He's like, oh, same disability.
Same disability. Same missing organs.
I bet she feels so good about.
Oh yeah. She's like, ugh.
So this chapter was definitely an interesting one.
Oh yeah. This chapter has some extremely funny things in it, but it also has some like, well, it has one very bad thing in it that we were.
Yeah, I literally wrote that down. I was like, well, while I was reading this, I made a horrified sound where I was like, yep.
Oh, God.
Oh, I forgot about that delightful little part. Jesus Christables.
I mean, it's at least framed as the bad thing that it is.
Oh, yeah.
But it could be framed as worse because it's kind of framed as like, oh, it's just an annoyance in a way.
Oh, it's just what these dudes do.
Yeah, I mean, Wei Ying, when he observes it, is like... He gets mad.
He almost went male feminist batshit, yeah.
He did log in and almost start typing a White Knight response, but he backed off.
He had to stop himself because he was physically incapable.
Yeah.
So anyway,
just how it be sometimes.
So this chapter starts out very strong. Lan Wangji materializes in front of Wei Wuxian to protect him. And Wei Wuxian's like, he basically says something that's like, better late than never, but for people who are deeply neurotic.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like, isn't it better to come exactly on time than to come early? Isn't that what this is called? Lan Wangji's like, uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he says, isn't the phrase, it's better to come at the right time than it is to come at the earlier time or than the later time, and I would like it to be that way. It's like... He just makes it so much longer than it needs to be.
It's normal.
It's regular.
And so they have this exchange. You know, they take a few seconds.
They do, do cool, like, battle couple banter.
And it says, as their exchange finished, they turn back to fighting with Shui Yang.
Yeah!
What I think is so funny about this is this is not a singular instance of this happening.
Oh, yeah,
like,
no.
It's a complete casual time stop whenever these two talk to each other. Like, every character in the scene pauses the action out of deference to the husbands who have the floor. And then once they're finished having their little banter, they can move on into the action. This is not a criticism of this. I think it's crucial. They need to have their time to have a little bit of banter.
Oh yeah, even Shueyong, dirty fighting ass, two swords Shueyong even sits there and is like, no, I'm just gonna let them do their thing. They can do it. I have enough respect to let this unfold.
He just vibes. He's like, okay, these bitches gay, good for them. Keep scrolling. And so he gets
sneaky.
He gets sneaky. He gets his actual sword out.
Yeah, his main
and he
boy
does
sword.
the little dual wielding thing.
Yep. And his sword emits a black aura because that's how you know that he's extra evil.
Yeah, it's nasty.
Yeah, it has the best name out of all of these, like, objectively. I think it's just, his sword is called Zhangzai, and it's just such a cooler name than he deserves. And,
yeah, absolutely. And Lan Wangji's like, oh shit.
Lan Wangji goes, Granddad?
Granddad?
Zhangzai?
Zhangzai?
Beyonce?
And Shueyong's like, oh my god, I can't believe you know my sword. That's so funny.
Like, no shit, there's a catalog.
Oh my god. Like,
Zhangzai got a full spread.
Yeah, for no reason other than Shueyong just being the most attention-seekingly problematic. Of course he got a full spread. Because terrible people, the media cannot leave terrible people alone.
It's
they have
true.
to continue to give them a platform and a spotlight.
And if they don't receive a platform, they go and insert themselves into platforms. They make trouble. Looking at him. Looking at a YouTube influencer whose name starts with J and rhymes with Jeffree Star.
Literally creating drama because you're literally creating drama because you're jealous of like a 21-year-old who's more successful than you were at that age.
You're like 40.
Oh my god! You have I'm sorry to get into the
parallels between Shueyong and Jeffree Star run deep.
I'm sorry to get into the Yeeling Autonomous Zone again, but this person is like almost 40 years old. They have this net worth that they're constantly talking about on every platform, talking about how they're so much better than everybody else because their net worth is higher. But you can't keep these people's names out of your mouth. You say that you're going to mind your business, but you can't mind your fucking business. I'm sorry, this is a drama T channel now. But Jeffree Star
is going to hunt us down. We're going to be his next targets.
He is a combination of Shueyong and I stand beside that. I stand beside that. You better bleep it. If you know, you know.
If you know, that is true.
It's 3 syllables, which is every single character's name. But if you know, you know.
I can't wait to get a call-out video by Jeffree Star. I can't fucking wait for him to dig up receipts on me.
Oh my god, please. I fucking invite it. I'm like, okay, fuck you, pay me.
Fuck you, pay me.
Hey, I'll shut up about you if you give me $100,000. Fuck off.
For $8,000 a month, I will
stop.
Oh god.
Oh my god, I had to explain communism kills to one of my friends who saw her randomly on Twitter and posted one of her dumbass posts like, haha, look at this idiot. I'm like, you don't know the half of it, buddy. Once again, if you know, you know.
Come and listen to my story about girl.
Oh god.
Anyway,
so Lan Wangji identifies the sword as Zhangzai.
Yeah, supposedly this is a podcast about Modao Zushi.
It is. It's whatever.
Yeah, he's like, oh my god, yeah.
Yeah, and Zhangzai just like basically means it's a bad boy.
Yeah,
and it's gonna be.
It means I'm bringing trouble. Yeah,
it's a bad boy, and it's gonna do a murder.
Literally means I think I will create problems for no reason.
Yeah,
like
that's it. And Wei Wuxian's like suits you.
Yeah,
like catty.
Yeah, almost. Like making. Yeah,
Wei Wuxian does a Scorpio thing, just saying a catty comment, and Lan Wangji's like, "Hey, come on, just." Come on.
Enough of that.
Enough of that. Scurry along, please.
Yeah. So he
And
scurries.
Wei Wuxian humbly listened to the suggestion. Like, why is this line so funny to me?
Humbly.
Wei Wuxian, like, sub-looking ass. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Looking ass. He just does it. And he goes,
the name Wei Wuxian and then the adverb humbly. Like, yeah, okay.
I'm sorry?
Anyway.
In what world?
So
he walks out and immediately stumbles upon the zombie fight.
He walks into a fucking Looney Tunes episode. He... Wen Yang grabs Songlon by the neck and slams him into the wall and creates a Songlon-shaped hole in the wall.
And they are completely expressionless as they fight. The zombie fight is done without emotion.
It's so fucking funny.
Pure, unbridled cartoon strength. They are throwing each other around like crash test dummies.
And Wei Ying is like, moving right along. He just does the Grandpa Simpson gif where he puts his hat on the hat rack and walks right out.
He's like, all right, well, you know what? Wen Yang, I think, has this handled. Yeah. I'm gonna go see if the ducklings need help. And you know what? The ducklings do need help.
The babies always need help. So he goes over to the babies.
Goes over to the babies. Meanwhile,
and we get this little bit of Lan Wangji and Shui Yang fighting, and Lan Wangji grabs Shuanghua, which, if you will remember, is Chao Xingchen's sword.
Yeah.
So he grabs it and he says, or Shui Yang is like, give me it!
Oh my god, give me it! And Lan Wangji's like, you don't even deserve to hold this. You don't even deserve to look at it.
Fucking burn.
Yeah, he says, you do not deserve this sword.
Sick burn. And Shui Yang is so mad.
He's so mad. He does that thing where you're so mad that you just laugh.
He's so fucking mad. He is so fucking mad.
And so we cut back to Wei Wuxian. He's like, all right, everybody good.
Time.
Like...
And he's like, and they're like, yeah, we were all good boys. We didn't breathe in the corpse air. And Wei Ying is like, okay, good, because if you do, I'll feed you my kanji again. And everyone does a funny gag. Everyone goes,
like, honestly, I mean, I don't blame him, because this could be classified as a threat of biological warfare.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And then we get 3 chapters that I just summarized as Lan Wangji rules, dude. Because that's all it is. He just comes in and just whips ass.
He comes in and whips ass, and like, I made this note in a random spot on this page.
Look at the difference between your notes. You have this big, huge, like, all these, like, full sentences and, like, a big ol' section highlighted and all these notes, and then I've just got a big this thing and then scribbled Lan Wangji rules, dude.
Yeah, because here's the thing, if I don't write down all of these notes and read them and remember them, I don't know what my notes mean.
If somebody looked at these two side by side, though, and were asked, which one of these people has the Master of Fine Arts and Creative Writing degree?
And which of them has the GED they got 4 years late?
Only somebody with an MFA would look at my notes and say, that's the MFA haver.
Yeah!
All of our brains fell out after we graduated.
Yeah, I like it.
Jesus.
But so I wrote this note down, and I really appreciate it. I don't know why I just wrote it down in this, like, the middle of this page where he's like, Wei Wuxian is just, like, talking to the kids. I totally adore how Lan Wangji is literally the only authority Wei Wuxian respects or defers to. Like, he's literally his dom.
Yeah, sorry.
So anyway.
Folks, hey. It's just true.
It's just true. So anyway,
so
Lan Wangji comes in, and, like, I know y'all have heard of dual wielding, right?
Oh, yeah.
We mentioned dual wielding before, but we have a new spin on it now that'll absolutely blow your dick off. Not just dual wielding with swords. We're talking dual wielding with a traditional Chinese zither.
Yep. A big boy.
And the world's hottest, sexiest, most
iciest
penetratable sword.
You can't just say that knowing what comes later in this novel.
I can say that with full knowledge of what comes later in the novel, and that's why I did.
I guess you can.
If you know, you know.
If you like pina coladas. So he fucking comes in, he slams his Gucci on a table or something, and yeah, it's a table, and he's playing it with his left hand and fighting swords with his right hand.
Uh-huh.
And it's fucking incredible. And all the boys are watching this like... and
yeah, because, well, okay, so the reason Lan Wangji is playing the Guqin is because, of course, there are corpses around here.
Yeah, there's corpses and there's also Shui Yang.
There's corpses in Shui Yang, and, you know... Him being the ultimate protector, big boy Lan Wangji, he's got to handle it all himself.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he can. Like, if he can, he will. And so, I respect that.
Absolutely. So he's sitting here being badass, and Jin Liang
is like, wow, he rules. And we get the cutest fucking line. This is so cute to me. Like, this sentence... I'm gonna read it.
Yeah.
He had seen Jiang Cheng and Jin Guangyao go on night hunts and kill beasts, which made him think that his two uncles were the two most powerful cultivators in the entire world. That's so fucking cute to me.
It's cute, and it's also how you know Jin Liang is still a baby, because only a fresh one would put Jiggy's cultivation on the same level as Jiang Cheng's.
Oh yeah, he's okay. Yeah. If you haven't missed it, because I think we've mentioned it a few times, but it hasn't really.
The book has.
Yeah, I don't think we've really. But just for a reminder, Jiggy is not a very good cultivator.
No, he's not.
His cultivation is very low, and
he's great at cultivating relationships.
He's got very high charisma.
Yeah.
But he's being played as a wizard, which you need. I mean, he's also got very high intelligence. He's being played more as a cleric.
Yeah.
But you know, anyway, so Jin Liang is watching this and he's like, wow. And
Jingy's like, fucking of course he's cool. Look at him.
Yeah. And he's like, no duh, he rules. And
no duh, he rules, but he's like low key about it. You know?
He like low key rules, like
right? And he turns to Wei Wuxian, and it's obviously dedicated. He's obviously directed at Wei Wuxian, and he's like, what do I have to do with this? Why are you asking me that?
I just wrote gay over that line. He's just being gay again. And I love that
Jingy just really shows his freaking true colors here.
Oh, I was talking about Wei Ying being gay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But oh no, I know you were talking about it. But I love that through this entire conversation the qualifier is just good.
Yeah.
Like, isn't Han Guangjun good? And
yeah,
like
Long
it's just
like
it's so general, but it like kind of needs to be, because there are just so many ways in which he rules. It's like when I call you Mai. Because there are so many things that you're my.
Exactly.
And he's so good.
He's just so good.
He's just so good.
It's good, but Jingy is like incensed that Wei Wuxian is basically dodging calling Lan Wangji the best, and he's like, what do you mean? Don't you think he's good? Wei Wuxian's like, hey, no, he's great. He's so good. He's the best. And it says, as he talked, he couldn't help but break into a smile. It's just like, yeah, no homo, but yeah, Lan Wangji is the best man. He's so good. He's the only dude I would allow inside me. No, that does not make me gay. It's a sign of respect. Okay?
I'm showing my deference.
I'm showing my deference by saying I would allow him to put his wiener inside of me.
It's like when a dog rolls over onto its back.
Yeah, it's how the ancient Greeks used to do it, okay?
Jesus.
And I think that's literally a thing, though. Like, wow. So there's that for you. This has suddenly become a fucking oh my god, what's that one Twitter? And it was also a Tumblr where it was like obsessed with like the manly
warrior male, yeah.
War hero male, that's
warrior
it.
Male, yeah.
That's fucking it.
Jesus.
Warrior male.
The warrior male reflex.
The warrior male reflex, that's fucking it. But god, anyway, so they're fawning over Lan Wangji a little bit.
Yeah, they're standing. They're kinning and standing.
They're
just standing. They're but
I mean, I feel like Lan Jingyi really wants to kin.
He wants to
Wangji,
kin,
but he just can't do it.
Sishui decides later that he definitely wants to kin, but we'll get there.
Yeah. And so they're thinking about fucking
once the night ends, because night's about to end, and then the sun's gonna come up, and that's gonna make the fog make problems.
And, like, if it were just, like, the two chillers,
Yeah, if
you
it
know,
was
the professionals, Wei Wuxian and Lan Wangji dealing with
grown-ups.
it, it'd be fine. But they have all of these kids to take care of. So they're like, all right, we gotta come up with something quick. And then they hear little tippy taps again.
There she
They
is.
hear those little tippy taps, and there she is. Wei Wuxian's like, fucking follow that ghost, kids. And then some Scooby-Doo music plays.
Oh yeah, they get a whole montage set to a nice little 60s tune.
And of course, Jin Liang is the only one who's like, what do you mean? What do you mean follow a ghost?
No, I'm not gonna.
No,
You're not
I'm
the
not
boss of
gonna
me.
do it. And Wei Wuxian's just like, right now, I trust this creepy dead girl more than any other element of this town. And I can't find fault with that.
He's just right, because
He's
like,
just right.
as we find out in the next paragraph, A-Qing's smart.
Yeah, she's smart. She's been trying to, like, she's basically been trying to chase them away.
Yeah, she's like trying to corral them out of U City because she knows what the fuck is going on, and Wei Ying like theorizes that when he stepped on the paper mache nether brawler head earlier, that she put it there to like scare him off.
And for real, I don't think A-Qing gets enough credit in the fandom for how
hell
fucking
no.
clever she is. Like, she was really doing the most. And you know who she reminds me of? Wei Wuxian.
You know?
A little bit. And I was thinking, I was reading this, and now I want an AU where, like, in a live A-Qing studies under Wei Wuxian.
Wow.
It'd be a vibe.
Oh, it'd be good.
I think it'd be great. I've seen AUs where, like, he just has his own
little flock.
cultivation sect flock. And I think it's so good. In a perfect world.
In a perfect world. I see a lot of fic where, like, Shui Yang studies under Yiling Laozu.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of fic where A-Qing rightly inherits the Songxiao sect.
Fucking yes.
But
wow.
I have not ever heard of the one that you just ran by me.
I think it'd be great.
It'd be so fucking good.
I think it'd be really good.
What the hell?
Because I think that
I like it.
You know, they have some cleverness in common with them. I think A-Qing might even, you know, be on the same level of cleverness as our boy.
Her brain's really big.
Her brain is huge. And I think that it could be a decent use for some good demonic cultivation. Yeah. I think it would be fun.
To me.
Just anyway, Yiling Wei sect forever.
To me. So, Wei Ying is like, so just follow her because she's smart. Follow the smart ghost girl. She was trying to avoid Shui Yang, and one of the boys, we don't get a name, is like, why is Shui Yang here?
What is Shui Yang?
And fucking Wei Ying goes, it's this whole thing, just go. And like, it's just,
like, don't worry about it. I'll fucking talk about it later. Just like remind me later.
Just go. So it's time to leave. And they go, and they get to Spooky House. Or no, they don't get there quite yet. Oh yeah, because first we get the good Jingyi moment. Hashtag fucking Lan Jingyi funny moments.
Jingyi's like, so you're just gonna like leave just like that?
You're just gonna leave, and Wei Ying's like, yeah.
Wei Wuxian's like, hey Han Guanjun, we're taking off. See ya.
And he
good luck.
And he's dual wielding his Guccian and his sword, and a third arm of his comes up and gives a thumbs up.
He like literally plays the Guccian to be like, okay.
Yeah. Just like, a little okay hand comes up out of it.
The comedic timing in this chapter is just ideal. Like, literally, Wei Wuxian shoots him a thumbs up and then disappears, leaving a Wei Wuxian-shaped dust cloud.
Yeah.
And Jingyi's like, is that it? Like, you're not gonna have any, like, romantic... No, you can't leave. If you're leaving, I'm going with you. Like, get none of that? Like, really?
He's so mad that he got robbed of a fucking ship moment.
Yeah, literally. Like, Gusulan needs a romantic, like, Jingyi in charge.
Jingly.
Jingly.
He does, like, seriously, though, this child.
He's literally like, is it not a must?
Like, you gotta. He literally says you gotta. And
I'm sorry, but where's the rain? Where are the tears? Where's your suitcase? Where's the moving train?
Where's the upside down kiss in the rain?
There's so much of this missing, and I really feel like I'm being let down here. Wei Wuxian's like, what are you
fucking talking about?
You really think Lan Wangji would say some shit like that? And the lawn sex, like everybody, it says the lawn sex juniors chorus, no, but not Jingyi.
Not him. He ain't having it.
And then Wei Wuxian says something that is another one of those kind of really nice compartmentalizations of him and Lan Wangji's relationship.
Oh, yeah.
It's really good. He's like, right? It's a waste of time. I believe that someone as reliable as Han Guangjun would definitely be able to deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
I can just focus on my own things and either wait for him to find me or go find him myself. Like, they trust in each other and each other's abilities enough that there's really no need for that kind of melodrama.
Yeah, exactly. And, like, what I wrote, I highlighted that line and I said implicit trust is more important than explicit overtures. Like,
Yeah, absolutely.
it's almost like that's how a good relationship should be. Isn't that weird?
I know, it's so weird.
Like, the explicit overtures are nice. I like to wake up in the morning and say, I want my dog, but then, like, it's also good to just know that, it'd be like that.
Know that it be like that, and we support each other implicitly and explicitly. And a lot of the time, we really don't feel the need to justify that by, going out of our way to make freaking performances, like this. Because I don't know, when the trust is there implicitly and when the feelings are there implicitly, you don't really need to be performative about it. But of course, Jingy is little baby. He's been raised on rom-coms, so that's how he thinks it works, and that's fine.
And I can't blame him because it's good and cute to see.
It is extremely good and cute to see. I would personally,
overtures. We like it.
I know it would be out of character, but I would love to see it from Lan Wangji and Wei Wuxian. That'd be hilarious. But as it stands, what they have here, I think, is even more valuable.
Yeah. Because, when you think about it, they are, grown-ass men in their 30s.
Yeah. So, and that's another thing, because I do kind of see that melodrama in fanfiction a lot, and I'm like, hey, they're grown adults.
They're grown-ass men in their 30s.
I know a lot of people writing fanfiction are not grown-ass adults in their 30s, or even, mid-20s with that much life experience, but, just think about the levels of melodrama you put in your fan fiction relative to how old the characters are. Anyway. That was nitpicky, sorry.
Anyway, so spooky house time.
They get up to this spooky house, and there's the thing about this house is it's got this huge threshold. Mm-hmm. And halfway in, Wei Wuxian doesn't even turn around. He's like, oh yeah, watch for the threshold, it's pretty high. And one of the kids almost immediately trips and eats shit.
Yeah. We do, right before that happens, we get the word squeak in dialogue tags.
Squeak.
Which is hilarious. I know it's just supposed to be, a sound effect, but the way it's written, without any... Because we've seen dialogue written like that before, it looks like it's somebody in the group of children or something, saying it out loud.
It's Jiggy lurking in the background.
He's just vibing. He's running. He's just taking a run in his hamster ball. He just wound up here.
But
that's just in the neighborhood squeak.
Squeak. Squeak. rolling up in the fucking hamster ball. Absolutely.
What the fuck, hamster in the whip?
Anybody got any yogis? But fucking
WTF, hamster in the whip.
Hamster in the whip. You can go with this, Christ. Or you can go with that. Do you all remember that fucking commercial?
Oh my god.
For the Kia Soul.
Oh my god.
Lord. Anyway,
in memoriam, Kia Soul.
So
Kia Soul spokesman.
Man,
sorry.
the Kia Soul's still out and about. My mom's got a Kia Soul, man.
It is. We ended up in a rented Kia Soul when we went to University of Texas at El Paso to set me up there. Fucking.
One of my best friends from high school had a puke green Kia Soul. Shout out to you, Zach, the only person I know who actually thought that was an attractive car.
Kia Soul. That's modern AU Jiggy's new car.
A Kia Soul?
Yeah.
It's gotta be. Kia Soul?
It's gotta be.
Well, yeah. Oh my god.
Oh, Lord.
I fucking love that. But anyway, so the whole watch for the threshold, don't trip. He doesn't even bother, like, good looks. Jesus.
Yeah.
Like, oh, by the way, watch out for that fall hazard.
God.
So, you know, even with sufficient warnings, people will still stay tripping over thresholds.
Yeah.
I just was... This just reminded me of the fucking thing that happened with my grandpa at that one restaurant. Oh my God. This is gonna be a tangent, but this is gonna be a tangent. But, so...
You're fucking great.
So, this is very convoluted. My aunt has terminal cancer, basically, and I went to visit her when I found out in, like, August, and I flew to California initially where my mom lives, so we could then drive to New Mexico where my aunt was, and stay with her there. I don't know why I went to California initially. Whatever. But, so oh no, I know why, because we were bringing my grandpa. Mm-hmm. Because my mom lives and takes care of my 88-year-old grandfather who is
900 years old.
Oh God, he's older than He's to the point where he wears only patriotic themed aloha shirts and usually shorts. But the second he gets home, they come off. And he just walks around in his tidy whities.
No!
He's missing many teeth. He has many, many, many medical ailments. But still insists upon being intensely independent, even though he can't be anymore. Resents my mom for having to take care of him. Is just basically kind of a mess of a person who refuses to accept how old and in need of help he is.
Good Lord.
He's one of those people who's on blood thinners, so he will gently brush against something and begin to bleed profusely. This is all set up for our road trip in the Kia Soul, actually. A road trip in my mom's Kia Soul to New Mexico. We stopped in Arizona at a barbecue place for dinner. And we decided we were going to sit in the restaurant and have a nice time. The restaurant had a patio. The patio had a step up to a threshold. There was caution tape on the threshold, over the threshold, signs on either side of the door stating that there was a step and to watch your step because there was a slightly high threshold. My grandpa didn't see or listen to any of that.
He never watched friend of the show Brooks's moving film.
He never
Watch Your Step.
He never watched Watch Your Step. He did not lift his foot up high enough because he did not realize there was a threshold there, even though it was clearly demarcated. And he tripped, ate shit. He had a glass of beer in his hand. Oh. The glass broke. And
you never told me he had a glass of beer in his hand.
Yeah, he had a beer in his hand. He fell onto the glass of beer and it ended up tearing his arm up. We spent the rest of the night in the ER. Oh, and my grandpa really tried it initially, saying like, "Oh well, I didn't see any signage there." And we very calmly, for the situation, directed him towards the many signs that said that there was a fall hazard. He just refused to accept that he had not seen it and had missed a step and that it was his own damn fault. So, watch your step. Moral of the story.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And that's not even including the part where they asked him what all medications he was on, and he just ignored the doctor's orders, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. He was prescribed a medication that would have reacted badly with another one of his myriad medications that he took, and completely ignored the doctor when he said to refrain from taking those medications at once, and got himself sick, and we went to the doctor again. And that was a day and a half in Arizona. Just
day in the life.
Just, oh God, and he was nothing but indignant about it. Anyway, if you ever get that old... and you're like that,
if you live to the age of 277 years old,
please just fade away for everyone else's sake. I'm not saying this to be cruel. You had a good run, but now it's over. and you're just not on this earth for any reason other than to make other people's lives hard. You had a good run, fade into the ether. That's the moral of my story.
With all due respect. He really is just out here.
Please. He's out here looking like the fucking shriveled ass worm from the chocolate bar episode of SpongeBob.
With his 2 reverse mortgages or whatever.
With his fucking, oh god.
This is a grandpa podcast.
A grand podcast.
Grand podcast.
Fuck. Oh god, let's get back to Moto.
Yeah, let's talk about...
I'm sorry, y'all. I just was vividly reminded of that, and it made me mad all over again.
Meanwhile, I'm just over here thinking about the fucking icy patch gag from Muppet Family Christmas because I'm that way.
Fuck. Okay, so the kids are like, what? Why the fuck is this ledge so high? Jesus! And Wei Wuxian's like, alright, well, take more than 0.2 seconds to think about it. Yeah. Okay?
Let's talk about normies.
Let's talk about normies for a minute.
We get more in one paragraph about how non-magical people work in this universe than we get about how muggles work in relation to wizards in the entire Harry Potter series. It's fucking incredible.
Hey, you said it.
All
right. So Wei Wuxian basically explains to them why a threshold would be like this. So, you're fucking a fresh corpse. You're very rigor mortis.
You're very rigor mortis.
Can't really do the monster mash yet. You're too fresh.
He does a cute little Jiangxi impression where he like makes himself all stiff and tries to hop.
Yeah.
And everybody thinks it's cute and funny.
He's a good teacher.
He's so good.
He demonstrates this. He can't, you can't bend your joints. You can't do this. So all you can do is hop, right? Can't hop far enough. He keeps trying to hop. The kids they're rolling. It's so funny to these kids.
They are ROFLing.
They are ROFLing. So, he jumps, he can't make it. So, the zombie, if it jumps and it can't make it, it'll just fall down. And it takes so goddamn long to get back up again that by the time it tries to get back up again, the sun's already up, can't do nothing. It's just
spend all that time turtling.
It's totally lifeless by the time it actually gets anywhere. And he's like, see? This is why the common people are actually a little bit smart sometimes. Mm-hmm. Isn't that crazy, guys?
Isn't it weird how regular people who aren't magic can come up with smart and effective solutions for things? It's almost like learning why things work helps. Because immediately after his explanation, Jin Liang laughs, but then he's like, He stops laughing as soon as he figures out the reason.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's weird how, like, learning things about how other groups of people do things, like, can, make you respect them a little bit more.
Yeah, it's like basically just this group of nobles going, wow, common people can think innovatively too. This is a game.
Wild?
It's a game changer. Jesus. It's just so fucking funny. It's so funny.
Jesus.
It's like watching fucking rich people grocery shop.
Oh yeah.
Anyway. So they're like, okay, well, why did little ghost girl bring us to this nasty ass coffin home? And they're like, well, why aren't there gonna be why aren't there zombies? Where's she at? And then old girl shows up right there.
Old girl shows up. She is, and she's sitting on top of a coffin. She's man-spreading on top of a coffin.
And you know what's so funny is like she still looks just as fucked up as she did before, but now the kids see her and they're like, oh, okay, yeah. Because precisely as what Wei Wuxian had said, one would become braver and face situations with better composure after being frightened a couple times. It's like, it is with great shame and heavy hearts that we must acknowledge the wily twink hurting us was right about something.
It is with a heavy heart.
It is with a heavy heart
that we must announce that the twink is at it again.
The twink is at it again. At being right and being a good teacher.
We could call this entire novel The Twink is at it again.
The Twink is at it again.
Tell me who it wouldn't apply to, honestly.
There are so many decent choices.
Just saying.
Oh, God. Iconic. So the next paragraph is like another one of those things where it describes the character as being beautiful, except, she's dead and she had her eyes cut out. But hey, if she cleaned up, she'd be super pretty.
Yeah, she'd be super cute. She's acting kind of,
Acting kind of stank, but it's fine.
I mean, she is.
She's acting a little stanky. Fine.
I mean, we see her washing herself in, like, a fucking septic pond later, so she probably is. Oh, no.
I was gonna
like
say,
a drainage ditch.
You can smell just fine and still act stanky.
That's true, yeah.
So, I mean, your stanky attitude doesn't have anything to do with how smelly
of course
you
not,
actually
no.
are.
But I feel like literally and physically, she's a little bit
She could be a little
probably.
stinky. Little stanky. And I don't know, it said after some grooming, she'd become just the charming girl next door. Like, Mo Shang-Tong, she was always having to make sure everybody knows that every female character she introduces is beautiful. Mm-hmm. Or would be if they weren't fucking dead.
It's not just female.
Yeah, to be fair, she does the same thing for dudes usually. Mm-hmm. She just has to make sure we know that like everyone in this book is just absurdly beautiful.
Oh yeah.
And it's fine to me. And so she's just like
she's manspreading on top of a
she's
coffin.
manspreading, and then she gets off of it and she starts gesturing for them to like, hey, open this shit.
Yeah, she has them play charades.
She has them play charades. They finally figure it out, and Jin Liang's like, okay, so like she wants us to open the coffin, guys. I figured it out. Good for you, bud. And Xu Shuai's like, oh shit, maybe her body's in there. Like,
which would be logical.
Is she? Yeah, because he's doing the Spock thing. Yeah. Because the most common reason ghosts stay on Earth is because their bodies didn't get buried or whatever.
His brain is decently sized.
He's applying some critical thinking.
Yeah.
And Wei Wuxian's like, all right, it's cool. I mean, stay back. What if it's got that nasty Naraku miasma on it? So let's just be careful here.
Yeah, he says, let me step in and potentially die. Don't worry about it. I got this.
So he opens the coffin, and it's not a little girl in there.
Wouldn't you know it? It's a feller.
It's like the same fucking dude that they just saw like 2 hours ago, except it's the genuine dude this time. He's got like 4 inches.
Yeah.
He's got like 4 inches on old Scruffy, a whole pinky, and 2 eyes.
Well,
and he's minus 2 eyes, plus 1 pinky, plus a conscience, plus 4 inches.
This is a 1-page RPG where your stats are pinkies, eyes, inches,
and conscience. Wow, I'd play it.
Yeah.
And so,
chief cultivator of the show, Colin at Pagedish, please write this.
Absolutely. So the girl, little baby A-Qing.
Yeah, we don't know in the novel. We don't know her name is A-Qing yet, but for the sake of ease of reference,
and she, she reaches in when she sees, quote unquote, when she realizes that the coffin's been opened. She touches Xiao Xingchen's face, and she starts to cry little tears of blood.
Yeah, and she gets frustrated. She starts throwing a little bit of a fit because she can't quite express her grief.
Yeah, like you can already tell the level of fucking injustice she's suffering here, and this is like our second major interaction with her.
Oh yeah.
It just makes me so sad.
It fucking sucks.
So everybody realizes, oh shit, it's actually Xiao Xingchen. Lan Xishui is like, should I play some inquiry?
Is it time to play some inquiry?
Is it time to play inquiry? And Wei Wuxian's like, no, I think it'd just piss her off. And, her reply is probably gonna be pretty, high level.
Yeah, so let's just...
And instead of doing what I would expect a normal teenage boy to do, I will say normal, but I wish it wasn't normal, and being, like, defensive and reactionary at having it be implied that he's not as good as, he should be or whatever. He's just like, you know what? I'm just gonna keep working harder. Like, he's so good. It's just nice to see a teen boy react like this, not reactionary or indignant or whatever. Like, I must get stronger.
Yeah!
The world's purest shonen protagonist.
He's a good boy. He's like, I don't think he would have ever gone through a 4chan phase, but if he did, he would be the type that would grow up and realize what a shit deal it was, and he would grow out of it and learn from it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or, alternatively, he was a Tumblr SJW. Which, like, to be fair, all of the social injustice issues that were fought about on Tumblr were perfectly legitimate, but people just went a little far with it.
People went a little bit hog with it.
People went a little bit hog with it to the point where they embarrassed themselves.
Just a little, I'm not going to say they went hog wild, maybe just a little baby piglet wild.
Well, baby piglet wild.
Maybe not Sal Joan, maybe just kind of Daisy May.
Yeah, little Daisy May with it. And, you move on from that indignant, reactionary part of your life, and you realize, well, the things you were fighting for were definitely legitimate. You're pretty embarrassed.
Yeah.
Maybe. I might be projecting a little bit here, but it might be a little more relatable than a 4chan phase at this point. Maybe a Reddit phase.
Oh, maybe a Reddit phase. Yeah. Yeah.
Because I think I was probably one of the last couple years of the generation of the 4chan users who would be reformed by now. God. I mean, that would be my hope, but, apparently there are still people using 4chan in 2020.
Yep. There sure are.
Imagine that.
God.
But fucking... So, Genie's like, alright, then, like, what's the big idea? Genios.
Wei
Wuxian's like...
I got a big idea. I got a big old genius idea.
Let's listen to each other and learn. And talk. And vibe.
Let me get in my back waist chair. A-Qing, let's rap about it.
I'm gonna have a little rap with... Let me rap at you.
Let me rap at you
a minute.
It's fucking empathy time.
We
get a paragraph about, like, just kind of explaining that it's the Word spell.
It's basically the Word spell. You get a ghost to basically slip on into you, wear you like a glove.
Yep. Feels like I'm wearing nothing at all.
And you get to experience all of the things that they want you to experience, all of their strongest emotions, all that shit. Anything that they want you to see that they think will convey the message they want to convey to you, they let you see it.
Yep.
You get to live life in their shoes for a little bit.
Now, the downside to this is that you are basically dead to the world during this. You just kind of slump on the ground, and whatever happens, happens.
Yeah.
If the ghost decides that your body is theirs now, then that's just how it's gonna be.
Yep.
And it's up to them to make that call. Lots of stuff, that could go wrong with it. Jin Liang, is upset. He's like, that's too dangerous, you shouldn't do it.
Oh, yeah.
And then Wei Ying is like, I mean, look, you gotta empathize, bada bing, bada boom, let's go. So
yeah, there's a line that's like, one could say that this was the most straightforward, most convenient, and most effective method. Of course, it was even more so the most dangerous method. And like that, and this entire paragraph is truly how it be. Especially, I feel like it defines demonic cultivation pretty well.
Yeah,
in general. And yeah, Jin Liang's like, no, that's too dangerous. Come on, you can't do that shit. That's scary.
You need a supervisor.
He's like, that's dangerous. You could die. And Wei Wuxian's staring at his watch like,
he's like, chip, chop, chip, we gotta go. Yeah.
Anyway, does somebody want to spot me in case I don't die?
Jin Liang, you have the cool Zhang bell. Come do this.
He's like completely unconcerned about dying.
Yeah. If I die, I die. Bada bing, bada boom. That's a bada bing, bada boom again, but bada bing, bada boom.
Jin Liang's indignant about it at first because he's like, I'm a young master. I mean, you want me to like supervise you? Well, I think it's a little below my pay grade. And Sishua's like, hey man, if you don't want to do it, I'll do it. And Wei Wuxian's like, Jin Liang, you brought your little Zhang bell, right? The Zhang bell that I definitely have a major totally normal reason to know about as Mo Xuanyu, a total rando.
You know what? That's the thing, though. I was gonna write a big, huge thing about that, and I started writing a big, huge think piece about, like, wow, Jin Liang doesn't question that, but then I remembered Mo Xuanyu is his uncle.
Oh, yeah.
And he, we get right here that Jin Liang lived at the Lunling Jinsect's at good old Koi Tower half his life. He would have met him. I feel like it. Everybody knows that he was raised by both of them. So I feel like it would make sense for Mo Xuanyu to know that he would have the bell.
Okay.
Of course, now that you bring it up and now that I'm thinking about it again...
Wei Wuxian would know that Mo Xuanyu would know that.
Exactly. Yeah, he wouldn't know that, but he, but it would explain to me why Jin Liang wouldn't question it.
Oh, that's true. That's definitely true.
Because I was more thinking about, like, him not questioning it and him just being like, oh yeah, he knows about it, it'd be like that.
Yeah. Wei Wuxian does stare reproachfully at the bell for a while, and Jin Liang notices it, and he asks about it, and Wei Wuxian's like, oh no, it's cool.
and he realizes that reverse psychology is what you have to do with Jin Liang, so he's like, Sishui, take this bell and do this thing, and Jin Liang's like, no, I'll do it!
No, nobody touch my bell! Tell my juju!
Tell my juju, it's my bell!
And Jinny's like, what the fuck? Like, why are you such a bitch, though?
I did right here, right, bro, don't. Because he very much does a thing.
Yeah, he calls him a young mistress, which is not...
It's not the best.
I really don't enjoy the fact that the fandom has kind of uncritically glommed onto that.
Yeah.
But,
in reading the novel, I don't like it, but I can understand it.
Yeah.
I can see a, goofball ass, very teenage boy doing this, I can accept that. But for the fandom to just say, yeah, let's do it.
Completely uncritically.
Yeah, I'm just like, whatever.
I'm like, man, you want to do that? Just make Jin Liang trans. Fuck it.
Make him, first off, make him trans. Second, make him mad about it for that specific reason.
There you go.
It's also why he's mad at his courtesy name being the way it is, being flowery. You don't give boys flowery names.
Don't give boys
generally
flowery names. There it is.
You feel me? Anyway,
I like it.
I'm just saying. Anyway.
And fucking Jin Liang's, no, I'll do it.
No, I'll do it. And then so Wei Ying,
that happens, and Wei Ying's like, all right, get in here.
Yep.
Just completely casually. Get on in here, bud.
Yep.
Let's get it moving.
She literally runs up to him and just crashes into him, and he just is out like a light. Yep.
Splash.
And Wei Ying says, I'm about to head out. And he's just out cold.
Just absolutely slinks onto the floor.
Yep.
Passes out, and now he's in A-Qing land.
Yep. When the dust clears, I am lying completely A-Qing on the pavement. And so, and he has this moment, like, as he's becoming her, where he's like, oh shit, I'm not gonna be able to see. Fuck, okay, well, at least she's got other senses. And then he is her, and conveniently,
this is pre-blind.
Yeah. Conveniently, there is sight. And he's like, I wonder what that's about. And we get, like, this one little bit, like, right at the beginning. So he opens his eyes. He/her. Because it's kind of both of them at once. Which is the only time I'm ever going to use the pronoun,
he or her.
Yeah. He or she, because in this case it's both of them.
Yeah.
So, like, we get this little bit about, like, basically what empathy feels like.
Yeah.
They share the same senses, he is existing as her, basically.
Yeah.
He isn't in control of her actions, he's just, like, it's like when you have a dream, but you're somebody else in the dream.
Yeah.
So
God, I just love empathy.
It's so
like
cool.
as a concept.
It's
I love
so
how
cool.
it like keys into emotions.
Oh, yeah.
And it seems to prioritize sensitivity to other folks' experiences.
Oh yeah, and I love
it's so good.
It's so good, and I love that this isn't the only time we use it, and I love that. I didn't even remember that there's a third time that it gets used, way at the very end. But we're gonna get there.
Oh
Yeah.
absolutely. It's definitely. I think that this was a really good time to introduce it.
Oh yeah.
Because it's early enough in the book that, like, we might have maybe forgotten about it by the time it shows up again. And by the time it shows up again, it, like, plays a really huge, great part in us having that prior context of how it works and being able to see this. I like the way that it was set up.
Yep.
And I like the way that this chapter is paced.
It's very cool.
And so we open... Little A-Qing is, she's grooming herself.
She gotta get her bath on.
She's gotta get her bath on. I like to imagine A-Qing here fixing her hair, being like, alright, we're gonna go for blind, but not totally deprived of taste. Like, blind, but not, like, are you blind?
Yeah.
You know? Because she's futzing with her hair. She can't really decide how she wants to do it. I'm just thinking, she's like, okay, I want to look unkempt, but not too unkempt.
She's gotta look spot fucking on. She's gotta make sure that she's gonna get the most out of this.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Look as pitiful as possible or whatever. And Wei Wuxian sees that, like, in her reflection in the water, like, her eyes are totally white. Like, she looks blind. And Wei Wuxian's like,
guess
what's
she just
up
be
with
that way. Yeah.
I guess it just be like that.
Some people just have non-obtrusive cataracts. Keep scrolling.
And so she gets up and she starts just, like, strolling through the forest, like, swinging her cane, kind of smacking against the trees and stuff. Totally just, like, jaunty.
Yeah.
Normal.
Skipping.
But then, you know, the second she gets in the vicinity of people, she starts to put on the whole...
Oh, yeah.
The little blind girl act. So she starts, you know, she's tapping. She's like, oh, gosh. Oh, no.
Oh, it's so hard to be me.
I'm so alone, and my life is so hard. And then she comes across these ladies, and these ladies move out of her way. She's like, oh, thank you.
Yeah,
and the ladies give her a steamed bun.
Yep, they give her a nice little bun, and she's being all demure about it. I couldn't possibly. Yeah. And she thanks herself in the third person because thankfully she does that so we can learn her name. So her name is A-Qing, and this is where we find that out. And Wei Ying is like, wow, she's got so much energy, and she's so smart being a con artist. He kind of starts, like, theorizing, like, I wonder what happened to her that made her go from, being fake blind to being actual blind.
Did she see something she shouldn't have?
Probably not. So then they go into the city.
It probably means nothing.
Yeah, it's probably nothing. And so she goes into the city.
And she puts on the performance. She's really a big brain icon.
Oh, yeah.
Honestly.
She finds the guy with the most, like, genuine hype beast outfit to bump into.
Yeah, he's in his Gucci, head to toe. He's got, like, one of those, like, Louis Vuitton useless-ass duffel bags wrapped around his shoulder. He's got, like, his laptop and a couple quarters in there. And, like, a pair of Oakley sunglasses just out of the case, banging around, getting scratched up because he knows he can replace them. But namely,
he's in his Bape robes.
Namely, he has a couple of quarters in there, and that's all. So he also has a great a Supreme fanny pack on, also with a couple of quarters in it.
Oh yeah,
just for the snack machine.
He's got some very he's got some socks that go up to his knees, and they also have socks. They also have quarters in them.
He doesn't carry cash in case, you know, the homeless happen upon him, and he doesn't want to deal with the unwashed masses.
Yeah,
luckily that's exactly what happens to him.
Yeah.
So she
steps on his Yeezys.
Yeah, she steps on his Yeezys, and he gets rude with her.
He can't, but he sees that she's a pretty blind girl, so he can't slap her, so he just yells at her. And then, this is the part where we both groaned.
Yeah, so Ah-Qing just, keeps apologizing to him, and then he turns to leave, before he leaves, he's like, oh no, I'll get a nice handful of this 14-year-old girl's ass in before I bust out. And, literally audibly gagged at this part, and Roy was sitting next to me in bed while I was reading it, and she was like, oh, yep, I know exactly which part you're at.
I remember I read it, and I literally, Dan Bell voice,
And fucking instantaneously, Wei Wuxian felt as if a blanket of goosebumps climbed over his heart. He wanted no less than to slam the man into the ground. Wei Wuxian drank so much respecting women juice that it rewired his brain towards instinctual direct action.
Oh, yeah.
Same.
And then we find out that Ah-Qing is not only on that hustle, but that she's mad at men, she's an extreme baby lesbian, and she rules.
Yeah. She's like, God, these dudes ain't shit.
He's
dressed like a hype beast, you get nothing in your account.
She's so mad at fake rich men.
She's
I'm
so
not
mad.
here for the fake
She's
rich.
so mad at fake flexers.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God.
And then Wei Ying is like, damn, this girl, she's really out here. And he's like, man, if you had stolen my money, you wouldn't be like this. Back when I was wealthy. Bitch, when? When were you rich? When you had fucking Zhang Fengmian's divorce money?
Yes,
sure.
Literally. That's it. He thinks fondly back to the
to when he was 15.
The period of 2 years in his life when he was rich.
Yeah. Christ.
It's like, man, if I could only get there again.
If only I could go back to my peak when I was 15 years old.
It sucks that was his peak.
So-
But fucking, so she bitches about this nasty ass guy for a little bit, and then she gets up, she's like, all right, whatever.
Yeah.
Because she finds somebody else, so she goes up, she says the same thing, it's a white-robed cultivator, she comes in, she's like, oh, I'm sorry, I can't see you, sorry. She says the same shit, and Wei Wuxian's like, man, find another line. The first rule of scamming is to personalize your approach.
Yeah.
Even the honest pauper named Wei Wuxian knows this. It's just customer service.
It's just customer service.
Okay. And so she, the person gets kind of jostled, and he turns around and he's like, oh, hey, damn, same disability.
Hey, same disability.
Same disability. And he's, they're looking at him. And he says,
hey, hi, I couldn't possibly be important.
Yeah, not at all. He's got a bandages on his face, and they're fresh.
Yeah, they're fresh. They're nice and bloody.
Fresh old eye pits.
Yep.
Under there. So we know who this is.
We know who this is.
Something terrible just happened to this man.
Oh, yeah.
And we're going to figure out what it is in the next chapter.
Yeah, in chapter 39, Grass's part 7, which we will get to whenever the next... Soon! So...
Because they like putting me on closing shifts.
But do you want to get into our Google Translate Essence collection?
Let's get into our Google Translate Essence collection.
So, we have arrived in the real shit of the Yi City arc. This is the next 2 or 3 chapters or so are the ones that the fandom loves to blast some rope over, and you know the type of shit we're gonna get in these next few weeks of Google Translate.
Blast some rope.
Just saying. So all of these selections...
Jesus Christ. Continue. Sorry.
All of these are from Chinese.
Right.
Just have to do with our new Yi City friends.
Mm-hmm, our pals.
Our new flashback empathy pals.
Yeah.
All of these are from Chinese. This first one, I have 3 of them.
Okay.
3 of them. I don't have a whole lot of context for any of these, for a variety of reasons. The first one, I don't have any because it's very, very old. I've been waiting to use this one for a very long time.
Okay.
So let's go with this one.
Shui Yang's practice of the Ghost Road has a yin and hustle.
He's on that hustle.
Yeah, he's on that hustle.
He's on that yin
grind.
and hustle.
He's on the yin and hustle.
The yin and the hustle and the grind.
I don't know what to tell you. He's on that grind.
Out here grinding.
He's out here grinding.
Out here yinning.
Yinning.
This next one.
I'm yinning and standing.
Oh, I'm yinning? Oh, you're yinning?
Yinning!
Were you yawning through that?
I was a little bit.
This next one, I couldn't figure out what the fuck was actually going on in this fic, and then the same deal with the next one.
Okay, great.
I don't fucking know. I
That's
think
the best.
The only thing I could get out of this one is that I think Shueyong is a fierce corpse in this fic.
Cool.
I think, but my iPad just fell over.
It's fine.
Don't quote me on that.
Off.
My dick fell off.
Right, my dick fell off. The eyes are full of nothing. No emotion at all. This is the murderous corpse. No emotion is all corpses. Hyosung Chen had 5 different flavors in her heart. Once she had left the unwilling young man, she had only one body.
Just the one.
Just the one body. I mean, sometimes you only get one.
What are the
but that's
5
only sometimes.
different flavors in her heart? I mean, we've already been over the 7 emotions and 6 desires. What are the 5 flavors? I think the 5 flavors are...
Salty.
I mean, yeah, there are 5 flavors. There's salty,
sweet, bitter, savory.
Salty, bitter, sweet...
Savory.
Like umami. Savory / umami.
And, corpse.
Spicy. Corpse.
Oh, spicy, yeah.
Spicy corpse.
Spicy.
Spicy corpse.
Spicy corpse.
Yeah, spicy corpse. It's called a ghost pepper for a reason.
Yeah, there it is. It's a corpse in lingerie. There it is.
That is probably what was happening.
Yeah, I like it. Oh, God.
I hate it.
I'm sorry. You're allowed to like it if you want to. I just don't understand why.
I'm having to read some despicable things to get fodder for this bit.
Oh, man.
Pray for me. Anyway, this last one, I don't have a goddamn clue what is happening in this one, but...
The driver was an old farmer from the country, and Hyosung just pretended to be a big boy. After all, the king of a country should not let too many people know that many people are mixed.
He just pretended to be a big boy.
He just pretended to be a big boy. I pretend to be a big boy every day of my life.
I'm a big boy!
In reality, I'm a fucking child in a large lump of human's body.
I don't know why every fig...
Every fig...
Every Van Vig.
My Van Vision. I'm sitting here and reading my Van Vision.
You're figging and yinning.
I think figging is like...
No, I know what figging is.
It's gross.
Don't look up figging. It's bad. It makes my fucking
my
skin
body
crawl.
To think of.
Anyway, I don't know what the fuck is up with Hyosung Chen, but that's what everything wants to call him.
Sure, Hyosung, that's fine. I guess he's like an idol now.
I mean...
Isn't that an idol's name?
I don't know. There's too many idols.
How do y'all keep track of these guys?
There's like 90 in every group.
Listen, and this isn't even like a them being Korean thing. God far fucking from it. Even when like the goddamn Backstreet Boys were around.
You're fucking right.
I could not keep track of those dudes to save my fucking life because I just don't care enough about men to keep their faces in line. I could do it with fucking,
For me, it's just the sheer number.
Yeah.
There's so many fucking people.
I can't do it with the Korean boys. I tell you what, I can do it with the K-pop, oh God, I hope not. The K-pop girl groups, I can differentiate them a lot easier because I just like looking at girls
because
more.
Gay? Due to reasons of gay.
But it's like, if you showed me a lineup of BTS and you put a gun to my head and asked me to name any individual one of them, I would just let you shoot me. Like, if it's that important to you.
Folks, I don't know shit about shit.
I don't know shit about crap. I can barely even remember my own goddamn name most days.
I don't know shit about crap.
I can't deal with your idols, man. I'm sorry.
I truly do not know shit about crap.
Too entirely many of them.
Too damn many.
They're too damn many.
Too damn many.
And they're all getting needlessly and horrifically exploited by their production companies. Keep that in mind, please. Anyway, that was the end of our delightful Essence collection. Should we move on to some questions?
I think we should move on to some questions. I forgot to mention that there's going to be a Japanese dub of the Donghua.
Yeah, we forgot to mention the news entirely in this bout.
Because there's more important news, but I mean,
there is more important news as far as MXTX news went. I mean, that's the most important one. The second most important one is yet another dumbass trying to retranslate an MXTX work and call it more accessible for the Western population, when in reality all they did was basically just write a de-toothed fan fiction.
Yeah.
Just when you
people just don't.
Listen, when you feel the urge to take a work that has already been translated and try to retranslate it because you see that work is popular and you might get attention for it, I'm going to ask you to, first of all, not do that. And second of all, if you ever do feel the need to do that and you feel in your heart that you're doing something right for the community, I want you to log off and exit that community. Please. Because nobody needs that shit. We don't need the entitlement. We don't need somebody thinking that they're God's gift to translations just because you disagree with a couple of the things that the original translator did. Mind you, these translators did this on their own free time. This person, Yumi Suika, who is the chief translator, I think I'm not into Heaven Official's Blessing. I'm sorry. I'm probably not going to get into it. But the person who translated it, Yumi Suika, put so much time and effort. It's like 400 fucking chapters. And they translated it all themselves. And this person is like, well, obviously, most of that was machine translated. And mine is just like so much better. When they have like this totally shitty purple prose, they insert whatever kind of vague tangential translation that they feel like into it. It's just a whole
making up
mess.
Bits, making whole cloth.
Oh
like,
my God.
Just, folks, if you're thinking about doing this, if you hear somebody thinking about doing this, if you're already doing this, just don't. Just fucking don't. Like, just don't. It's not that hard to just not do it. Like, it's just fucking don't. You're not, just don't. Just don't. The Western audience can make fucking do.
We do not need our hands held.
Yeah.
We got through every single one of Mo Shang-Tong-Shu's novels. Perfectly fine with the translations that existed.
Yeah, the translators are doing us a favor when they provide footnotes and explanations and things like that. You don't need to go a step further and westernize it. It's fucking fine. Like,
it's such an insult to the original text, too. I know you think you're doing the world all kinds of favors. You're just blowing smoke up your own ass.
Yeah.
Please find something better to do. And they say, oh God, this person was like, well, I'm just taking this as a project to improve my Chinese. No, you're taking it because you know Heaven Official's Blessing is one of the most popular Danmei titles out right now.
You know that it's about to get a donghua that's about to come out.
And you wanted attention. And for what? For your mediocre ass writing? Please. Leave it alone. Find another series to practice your Chinese on if you're really that dead set on it. Anyway, I'm sorry. A lot of my rants today have been fairly negative, and I'm sorry for bringing.
There's a lot to be mad about.
But there is a lot to be mad about.
The shit sucks. ATM.
Right,
sorry about it.
I know this is. I hope that this is as decent an escape for you as we're trying to make it. But yeah, there's some frustrating shit.
It's because we talked shit about Jeffree Star earlier. This is his revenge.
Oh my god,
just the spirit. You accidentally cast empathy on him, and now he's inhabiting
the vibes. Oh god. Oh, wow. Oh god, I feel my veins clogging with more Taco Bell than I normally eat.
What if Jeffree Star hijacked your body while you cast empathy on him?
And I just had to it was like a fucking being John Malkovich thing. It's in my body from now on. Like, I am Jeffree Star now. Fuck.
Just tiny Jeffree Star piloting a U mecha.
Yeah. Don't come for me, because I have receipts on everyone.
God. Sorry for making this like 25% of Jeffree Star podcast.
Sorry to our like
sorry to our listeners.
Poison. Yeah, sorry to every listener we've ever had. We can cut most of this out.
I think it's fun to dunk on Jeffree Star, so I'm gonna leave it, but
yeah, he's pathetic as fuck.
I think we might be the only people on the Noise Space network to do it. But anyway, somebody's gotta.
Somebody's gotta. And shit, it's not like, man, he
I'm
does
not gonna
himself on Twitter, but
God.
I really don't think he's gonna do a deep dive into 30 plus episodes of a podcast about a gay Chinese novel just to hear somebody talking shit about him. But I don't know.
I wouldn't put it past him.
I was literally about to say I probably wouldn't put it past him.
I wouldn't put it past him. Anyway, do you want to look at some questions?
Yeah, let's look at some fucking questions. Jesus Christ.
Good lord. If you have questions, you can send them to cloudrecessespod.tumblr.com/ask, or you can ask them via Twitter at cloudrecesspod, just one recess.
Just the one, you get one.
We did take questions for both this chapter and the next one. So let's take a look at what we got. All right, so we don't have any questions on Twitter this week, but we do have some.
We have plenty Tumblr questions.
Plenty of tumbled.
So let's start with a fantastic query from Anonymous, and they asked, why is each character no longer welcome at Chili's? Were they banned separately or together?
Oh, God.
All right. Wei Wuxian, Ye Huaisong, Zhangcheng banned together.
Oh, yeah. It's all Wei Wuxian's fault.
And it was because they got into a bottomless margarita drinking contest.
Oh, my God.
And ended up causing a significant amount of property damage.
Zhangcheng was rude to the service because tell me he wouldn't be.
Yeah, but it was mostly the property damage.
Yeah.
I think they probably took out a window.
Yeah.
I think what probably happened was they got drunk enough where Wei Wuxian decided he was going to use Zhangcheng's body as a baseball bat.
And he wasn't having it.
And he wasn't having it. But the window got broken anyway.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Lan Wangji no longer welcome at Chili's because he accidentally had half a drink there and also caused a significant amount of property damage. Also, him and Wei Wuxian got caught fucking in the bathroom one time.
Yeah, that happened. That definitely happened.
Who else?
Jiggy is the one doing the banning.
Yeah. Jiggy is the Chili's manager.
Yeah. Welcome to Chili's.
Hi, welcome to Chili's.
Rolling up to Chili's in his hamster ball.
Yep.
Shueyong got banned because he's Shueyong. He got banned for regular Shueyong things. Do you want to go to this next question? Because this is one of my favorite questions we've ever gotten.
Yes,
and it's
I was pre-reading this. This is great.
Literally shit that we have talked about, like, daily.
Yes. So, Tumblr user Jack and Wangs, thank you so much, love that, said, I gotta know who stands who, like who is a Cilinator and who is Rihanna Navy, who is the little monster, who lives and breeds Britney. Match everyone to their pop star of choice. Pretty sure Wang Ji is Kate Bush stan. Yes, confirmed. You are absolutely fucking confirmed. Please discuss. IDK, if this was asked yet, I'm still making my way through the pod. Please forgive. We will perpetually forgive you because this is such a good question.
Have we or have we not talked about on the show Wang Ji being a Kate Bush thing? Because I know we've talked about it just in our daily lives.
I fucking must have, because I think about it every single time I listen to Kate Bush. I'm like, I'm sorry, I think Wang Ji would go nuts for some shit like the art pop of it, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Just, oh god. Wang Ji is a Kate Bush stan. That's the evergreen opinion.
It is fucking known.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Alexa.
I had her shoved between my thighs and she just woke the fuck up for some reason.
She was feeling Google, that
shut the fuck up.
Christ.
All right.
I have been saying since March 2019, I believe, that Hwasong is a Carly Rae stan, and I will stand by that.
Hwasong stands Carly Rae and Kim Petras.
Okay. I'll take your word on that because I know nothing about Kim Petras.
Oh man, she's good. She's actually she's twans, and she's a pop singer, and her music is very good, and her aesthetic is very good. She is so fucking cute.
Who's disappointed in Grimes?
Disappointed in Grimes. God, I was thinking about it, and I think that Jong Chung would listen to Grimes.
I like that.
Actually, I think that Jong Chung only listens to Grimes because Wei Wuxian got him into Grimes. I think Grimes is a really good Wei Wuxian move. I know we like industrial metal and death metal for Wei Wuxian most of the time, but Grimes does have a way of kind of crossing over into those genres
I can
in
see
a real weird way.
Yeah, I can see it.
And she also collaborates with this awesome Taiwanese rapper all the time who raps in Mandarin. And every time one of their collab songs comes on, I'm like, I imagine Wei Wuxian or Jong Chung rapping along to it, and it makes me happy. So that's just me being stupid. I think that Wei Wuxian would be a Grimes stan.
You got it, Ray. I need you to. You're more knowledgeable about.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
The pop ladies, but you gotta tell me about Threezun.
Okay. I think that Nie Mingjue rejects idolatry.
Okay. That's
so
true.
He's out. He does appreciate Lady Gaga's aesthetics, though.
You know
he thinks it's cool.
You know who I think he rejects idolatry, but unintentionally, I feel like he treats Laura Jane Grace that way.
Ooh, mama! Why wouldn't you treat Laura Jane Grace that way?
I'm just saying.
Please! I'm sorry, Laura Jane Grace
is my mom.
Lead singer of Against Me, Get Into It, one of the best bands ever. Not even saying that because of any reason other than they fucking rule. I'm sorry. Also,
she's extremely fucking good.
She's extremely fucking good. She rules. She's very cool. I want her to be my mom. So yeah, okay, Nie Mingjue, I can see him being real behind Laura Jane Grace. Yeah, that's fine. Jiggy, I think
Jiggy
is an Ariana stan. Yeah, I think Jiggy is an Ariana stan. I think Lan Shichen fucks with. Damn, that's a hard question. I think Lan Shichen likes Dua Lipa. No, Lan Shichen likes Doja Cat.
Oh my god. Oh.
Doja Cat's great.
Oh boy.
I just thought of it because of the marijuana funny. Funny Lan Shichen smoke marijuana.
Funny Shichen smoke a weed.
Funny Shichen smoke a weed. No, I think Shichen probably stands Kate Bush as well.
Yeah. That's part and parcel.
And I mean, in the art pop vein, I could see him appreciating Lady Gaga as well.
Yeah.
I could see that. I can't really see the fanaticism level of standing for the Lawn Brothers, but I can see them being deeply appreciative of particular.
Like, they're talking about them as, like, actual legitimate musicians.
Oh, yeah.
Is what they're doing.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. They're not logging onto Twitter and getting into people's replies, you know.
I'll tell you who is, though.
Oh, boy.
Lan Jingyi.
Yeah.
And I can tell you he is doing it for...
I think he's a K-pop boy. I think he likes the girl groups.
I was actually going to say I was going to thank Jack and Wings at the outset for not asking me to expound upon which K-pop groups the characters stand, because as stated before, completely out of my wheelhouse, so to speak. But I think Jing Yi definitely gives me Luna stan vibes.
Yeah. Hi, baby cat.
Yeah, you know what? I can see him standing Luna.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah,
I can see him standing Luna. Lan Xishui stands Yo-Yo Ma.
Who is not a pop star or female.
It's just Yo-Yo Ma.
Sure. I mean, you're right.
Biggest fan.
She
just really loves classical music. He stands fucking Bernadette Peters. Because Lan Wangji only lets him listen to old Broadway.
Oh my god. Jesus. Creasus.
Jin Liang.
I think he might be the Silinator.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's definitely got a copy of Stars Dance.
Oh my god.
He's absolutely, that's what I think.
Yeah, you're right. I like it. Okay.
I think Wei Ying deeply relates to Britney Spears.
You know what? I think Wei Ying loves and respects Britney Spears.
Yeah.
Just as everyone should love and respect Britney
It's
Spears.
true.
Oh my god. Britney Spears, y'all, I don't know if y'all know whether you're still like halfway brainwashed by what the media did to her a few years ago, but Britney Spears is like one of the best people on this planet. And I'm not even fucking around with that. She rules, and she needs your support. Thank you.
Britney said redistribute the wealth.
Brittany said redistribute the wealth.
And we can and stan.
Like, I don't know what else to say about it. Everyone should stan Britney.
We are all.
So that question ruled. Thank you so much.
Thank you for the ass-whipping ass question.
Absolutely rules. So our next question is not a question. It's from Anonymous. They say, okay, this isn't a question, but I was talking with my friend that got me into MDZS about how much of a mess it is, and she described it as a Katamari Damacy of gossip, drama, and daddy issues, which made me laugh more than I should have, so I had to share. Have a nice day.
Thanks, it's correct.
Oh my god, yeah!
It is.
Listen, in this context, who is the king of all cosmos, though? Who's forcing her to make this Katamari?
Fuck.
It's always been...
No, if it's the one getting everything going, getting the ball rolling, it's Jiggis.
Shit. Yeah,
King of all Jiggis.
King of all Jiggis. That's right. King of all Jinsects.
God.
Wow, that's fucking great. Katamari is one of my favorite games.
Daddy problems. Good fucking... Katamari dead problems.
Katamari class warfare. La 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 political intrigue. La 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 la. Living dead love triangles.
Stop. Oh god, we have
la 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 swords used and dildos.
Stop! Oh my god! No.
That's all I got. Next question.
So we do have more questions than this, but we're just gonna read this last little bit.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna save the others for next time. So if you didn't get your question read this time, just stay tuned for the next episode.
Please.
Yeah.
So our next question is also not a question, but it is a little shout out by Tumblr user Oatplant, who says your podcast is incredibly good.
Thank you.
We thank you. You're very kind. We appreciate your kind words.
We love it. Thank you.
We're glad
Hope
you enjoy it.
Yeah.
Even if we are a little consistent with it sometimes, but we're trying.
We're trying.
We're trying.
And if you can appreciate our brand of internet brain poison, we love it.
That's right. We really love to see people love to see it.
We love to do it. Do you want to get into those are our questions. So I think it's time to keep some house.
It's time to keep some house.
So like we said at the top of the episode, we're going to be making some changes to the Patreon, but we do have one of them.
Yes.
And hopefully, if I've gotten off of my ass and written the copy, the changes will be up by the time this episode gets posted. But patreon.com/podrecesses. For $1 a month, you can be a disciple of the show and get access to all of our Patreon-exclusive bonus content, including She's Gonna Get iPad, which is where we read Scumville and Self-Saving System. Plus, you get a special role in our Discord.
A very special one.
Very special role. For $5 a month, you can be a sec leader of the show and get all that, plus a more special role in our Discord channel. You also get a thank you shout-out on every episode of the show. And new perk. You'll get... You can request a teeny little doodle from either one of us. Yeah. You can specify who you want, or you can just say, hey, either one. And,
absolutely.
Yeah, and you'll get that at the, sometime near the beginning of the month.
And we're both artists, so one or both of us will fulfill it for you.
Hell yes. And for $10 a month, our biggest boy tier, you can be a chief cultivator of the Pod Recesses world and get all of that and an even more special role in our Discord. And you can also tune in and listen to us live as we record every episode.
Yeah, and you'll get one of those thank you cards thingies at the end of the month as well. And you will also be able to listen in when we record She's Gonna Get iPad as well. Yeah, so many fun perks. So if you would like to fun stuff. If you would like to take advantage of that, know that your money, if you do have it to spare, would be going to a good place, and you'll get a little doobie for it. A little doobie. Little shout outs. And what we plan to do with our charity donations, and working that into our monthly allowance of treats, is that right now we're making $56 a month on Patreon, is a good chunk, which is good and respectable. We will be donating 33% of that to some manner of charitable cause per month, and what we'll do is sometime probably around the middle of the month, maybe around the 20th or so, we'll set up a poll, and you can donate, and this will be available to donors of all levels. You can vote on which of a handful of charities to donate to that month. And, so we'll make sure that we get some money out to a variety of worthy causes throughout the year. Yee. And then, our new goals, if we manage to get to $100 a month in Patreon monies, we'll up that to 40%. And it'll be a nice clean $40 going to something nice. Yeah. Out there in the world, helping out. So, shout out to our $5 sec leaders, Sarah M., Lenny W., Carrie, Lena, Rachel W., and Audrey F. Thank you so much for supporting us. Yay, thank you. And big ol' $10 thank you to chief cultivators of the show, Scout and Colin. We love you. Thank you. The absolute day ones. The day ones. The day ones. And thank you also to Noisepace.xyz for being our podcast network. And really big thank you to Sec Leader Matt GameCube Nintendo. The only man who ever posts on Tumblr. He has been busting ass moving the entire site to a new and better server. So big thank you to Matt. He's doing some big work. And check out Noisepace.xyz. There's a lot of podcasts there. There's a couple new ones going on. There's Kid Nation you can check out. We got Radish. We got Picking Up Something Good. We got Fear Baiting. We got Jergnik. We got the classic H-Kip. We got for the classic H-Kip. For those of us who would like to remain in the Yeeling autonomous zone. Yep. If you want to head over
to the Henry Kissinger's Pokemon Going to Die Autonomous Zone. That's there, and it's always good. Once again, I'm Roy. I'm on Twitter at SemperFunny, and also at Healing Hypebeast if all you want to see is the Modao stuff.
Love it. And I'm Fallon. I'm on Twitter at America's Burden.
Yeah.
And that's our show for today, y'all.
And you can find Pod Recesses, the us of the us, at cloudrecessespod.tumblr.com and on twitter.com/cloudrecess, just the one pod, just the one recess on that Twitter.
Just one recess.
And we're on all the podcast apps and all that good stuff, so, subscribe, rate, like us,
sure,
leave some comments, do whatever the fuck. And if you're over 18, you can go ahead and join our Discord, where we have nice, fun chats.
Yeah, it's pretty good chats. It's a fairly active, friendly place.
It's
I like to think, so.
The link is in the description, as always. And, you know what we say at the end of every episode? El Rey.
Semper Bunny!
So we say Semper Bunny.
You are all my nephews now.
All my nephews now. Semper Bunny.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.